Hi, my name's Adrianne Jouet. I was diagnosed in 2021 with stage 1 lobular invasive carcinoma, breast cancer. I had phase 1 double mastectomy with immediate deep reconstructive surgery. Then I had stage 2, which was basically a tighten and lift. Gotta fix what I didn't like or what I wanted to improve upon. And then I also ended up having a full hysterectomy and oophorectomy. So 3 surgeries in total. Currently today, as I sit in front of you, I have no evidence of disease, so I am technically cancer-free. There is a long list from my medical team. I actually work in cancer diagnostics, so I was very fortunate and very blessed. But at the top of the list is Dr. Sonia and Grace. This is emotional. Ooh, that's hitting. Dr. Sonia and Grace at Toro, Dr. Ordon, and Dr. Delacroix. Dr. Delacroix is amazing. Liz Hava and Vi Gleber, there is a special place in heaven for her. Do women get emotional when they do this with you? Dr. Amy Revere at Ochsner for the diagnosis. Without any of those individuals, I can't imagine sitting here in front of you. They're all spectacular individuals. Yes, I have a huge circle of support. First, my girls, Kate, Violet, Sylvia, rock stars. My husband, of course, for putting up with me. There really is a special place in heaven for you, Paul. For my sister, Rebecca, she is the alpha, I am the zeta. My cousin Jerry, who I think he probably has heard me say I hate cancer 972 times. My neighbor Christina, who I ran a marathon shortly after my release, and she stood out there with a megaphone saying quite inappropriate things, but I love her for it. My 2 other neighbors, Judith, you are just a confidant, and Ashley, you are a second mom. So for anyone I missed, I love you all, and again, wouldn't be here with the right frame of mind without you. I appreciate it. The Sheroes program is amazing, and I think what it has impressed upon me the most is that it really is for any type of cancer that anyone is going through, and for any woman in any walk of life that she's in. And by that, I mean, what I've learned so much is that sitting in the room full of women, I have found that there's perhaps a woman of where I used to be in my journey, where I'm at in my journey, or where I hope to be in my journey. And so I found that I can either help that person where I used to be, I can talk with someone where I'm at on my journey, or I can ask questions from the woman of where I want to get on my journey. And to me, that's so impactful because, like I said, I've worked in cancer for 25 years, and then when I became a patient, it's like all that knowledge kind of fell out of my head a little bit. And then I found this group of women that I thought, great, these are my people, because until you get into these shoes, you really don't understand until you've walked this walk. And it's a walk that nobody wants to put the shoes on for, right? So it's just a great foundation that Lisa has built to provide this blanket of comfort that you're able to get involved with and say, okay, these are my people. Now I can ask those silly questions that you don't want to ask. You don't even want to ask your doctor these questions, but you feel safe asking these women these questions because they know the answer and they've probably asked someone else. The experience that I hope people will find with Sheroes and with Unite is that, you know, even if you are not the patient yourself, but you know somebody that could be a patient, then that's an experience that you want to encourage them to do. Before I became a patient, I had so many people telling me about it that I had referred so many people, hey, you need to get involved, you need to send that recent cancer patient over to become part of it or learn part about it. And so, you know, one of the programs that we do here is the SCART program. And it's not just for patients with breast cancer or with cancer. And so SCART is for patients dealing with grief, or patients. I know that they're doing it at Children's Hospital, so there's a lot of good components within the Unite program that can work in many different facets for people's lives. So there's always there's a piece of it for every different walk of life. Major shout out to all of the makeup artists and the hairstylists. This does not happen by itself. I don't walk out of the house looking like this ever. I think they were from H2O. I don't know where the makeup artists were from, but this does not happen. This is not how God created me at all. They were amazing. They were graceful. They took their time. They asked about our personal stories. And they were just wonderful. And they came out and did it on a Sunday, at no cost. So, they're amazing individuals. The photographers were so fun. Just love them. I love that they're willing to give their time with nothing in return. So I should probably disclose that the first time I signed up for Unite, I quit halfway through the program because it was very overwhelming. And when I signed up and I started doing part of it, and I was like, this is too much, I can't do it. And life got busy. And Miss Lisa said, that's fine. It's okay. Are you sure? And I said, yeah, I can't do it. And so then when I signed up again, I stay on the South Shore and this one's on the North Shore. And so, I would say if at first you try it, look at the schedule. And if it becomes overwhelming, it's okay. But you can sign up again and really make sure that you can commit to it, because the commitment is where it's at, right? So we do the story crafting and we do the SCART, and it's not just doing the exercises, but it's that story crafting piece that at first, I'll be honest, I was like, story crafting? What? I mean, I'm not a journalist. I'm not writing a book. What's happening? And it's in those exercises that not only do you get to meet these other women, but you really meet yourself. And I've learned so much about myself from the shoulders up, because from the shoulders down, that's what the doctors did. They did their job, right? So it's from the shoulders up that I have re-met myself, and I'm pretty happy with the person I met. And that's really where I feel like Unite is helping us work our stuff out. So it's great. If you're thinking about it at all, find me. Find me on social media. We'll have a long conversation about it, because it's a great program to go through. It is so effective. And it's at no cost to you. So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. My name is Adrianne Jouet, and this is my story.
Hi, everybody. I'm sitting here with Adrianne Jouet, who is part of the She Rose class of 2024. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
You look really beautiful.
Thank you.
Those who can't see us because this is a podcast don't realize maybe that we just finished a beautiful makeover photo shoot here. And how did that go for you?
It was so nice. It was so nice. I think I almost fell asleep.
How? Because of the pampering of the...
Yeah. So you're just sitting there, and the hairstylist said, "What do you want me to do with your hair?" And I was like, "Whatever you want to do." So they sat and they curled your hair, and then you got to sit in the makeup seat. And she said, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Whatever you want to do." And so she put on eyelashes and she did your makeup, and I thought, gosh, this should be how every Sunday is. Like, you just sit, and she's like, "You look amazing." And I was like, I don't even care because it feels so good. I just sat still for 2 hours while you got pampered. I was like, this is great.
I know. Aren't you a mom?
Yeah, I'm a mom of 3 who has done cheerleading hair and makeup for like 10 years. So to actually be in the seat not doing it was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. And my kids owe me a big thank you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope that you have a special day planned after this with your family to go continue looking dressed up, because it's a great look.
Yeah, I sent my husband a picture and he was like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to give a shout out to all the stylists who are here today volunteering their time, making all of you look so great. It is such an important part of what we do. And really, it is not the defining thing. Like, if somebody said, oh, Unite's a runway show. Well, for me, it's not about a day of getting hair and makeup and pretty dress on, because that doesn't solve the problems or address what's going on inside. It makes you feel great for that moment, and the photos are going to be beautiful in the video, but that's why we have this multi-month experience, so that you can examine how you feel and hopefully release some of that trauma through these experiences, whether it be SCART or story crafting.
It really is, and I was a quitter the first time around.
Yes, I know.
Like, I was a quitter.
Last year you were supposed to do this.
I did. I had the option to just do the runway, and I said, I don't. I want to go back through and I want to hit all the points, because I knew it was more than just the runway show. Like, that stuff is definitely attractive and it looks amazing. But I'm so glad that I had an opportunity to come back and start from square one and go through the process, because the mental aspect and the relationships that you build and the things that you learn about other women and about yourself is really what makes the program so exceptional. So I'm so glad that I got to start from the beginning. I am glad that I got to do SCARF more than once, just because you learn so much about yourself.
You grow, you shine.
It's tremendous. I mean, I didn't even think I needed SCART in the first place, and I was like, whatever, I'll do this little program for my friend that's asking me, Caroline. And then when I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, she was spot on. And then when I did it the second time, I was like, wow. This is so impactful. So, and then we've seen, how many other people can use it. It's so well planned and so well organized and so well thought out that it's just impressive.
Thank you. I kind of look at the runway show as our Olympics, because, when you're watching the Olympics, I think one of the most exciting parts of it is to hear the background story of the athlete and where they've come from. You have a better appreciation when they are running that race, or,
yes,
whatever they're competing in. And all of a sudden you just go, gosh, this person's been through a lot to get here, a lot of sacrifices. And so that's one of the reasons that we love story crafting. We want the audience to know you more than the dress you put on that night and the beautiful hair and makeup. It's like, gosh, I see where she came from, and that's the reason we are here celebrating her.
Yes, and it's funny because I work with I work in cancer diagnostics, so I meet so many patients, and then when I became a patient, I was like, oh, role reversal. Right. What's happening? Whose shoes am I wearing? So this has been such a really cool experience for myself to be on the other side of the patient seat, if you will. And know that, I'm not alone. I'm not the only patient out there.
No. What's the new perspective you've taken on now that you have gone from, I guess, in the care world to being a patient? What realization did you have maybe that you didn't have before? I mean, I know you've always been compassionate to the people you serve, but...
Well, I think when I became a patient, I think there were probably about 972 people that said, Adrianne, you need to be in Unite. You need to meet Lisa. They're literally, we're so many people, like I was saying, have you not been in Unite? Like, why aren't you in this? And I think for a while, people were telling me, like, you need to fundraise. You need to do, and then when I became a patient, they were like, well, you need to get in this program. And I think the biggest impact has been that whether, wherever I'm at in my journey, it was that I've learned either, there are women that have been where I was, have been where I'm at, or that are giving me an example of, hey, I'm going to get where I want to be. And so there's been women where I can relate, no matter where I'm at in my journey, that it's okay. I'm going to get there. Or there's someone I can help of where I've been, or there's people that I can just vibe with wherever I'm at. And that's even on our little Zoom call. Like, between the four of us, everybody fits one of those buckets.
Yes.
And that's the best part. Like, you're not alone, and not everybody has the same type of cancer, but you're not alone. So either I'm helping someone's helping me, or someone is saying, like, hey, it's okay.
I think it's a recipe for life, regardless of cancer.
Yeah, we all need some help.
Yeah, if we all could just go about life that way of accepting everybody where they're at and loving on it.
Yeah.
What a great place.
We need it, for sure.
Well, now we are about to talk about your story. And you know what I'm realizing as I look at it? Did you come up with a title for it? I'm not seeing a title. If you could give it one, what would it be called?
A hot mess.
A hot mess.
I think that my title would be Everything I Ever Needed to Know Was Right in Front of Me.
That is a great title. Well, with that, then Everything I Ever Wanted to Know is Right in Front of Me by Adrianne Jouet. Take it away.
Thank you. Life for me has always meant running around, much like a candle that burns at both ends. But somehow it was never really lit for my own path. However, after being diagnosed with cancer, I realized that I'm the only one with the match, so I decided who the candle gets lit for and when it's actually lit for me. It seems quite ironic that it took something so extreme for me to realize that what I needed most was time for myself. That's what was put at risk. God is tricky that way. He has taught me that it is important to know when to light the candle for myself and when to shine it for others in need. Life before cancer was, I suppose, what I thought was very normal. We were always busy, but it was planned chaos. My husband and I really executed our daily agendas of the color-coded calendars with 3 very busy and active girls, as well as ensured that we had our own time. Life was easier, so we thought. Whatever big issues we had were ones that we knew we could solve. We were both so involved in our community, and we never said no to anyone because we wanted to ensure that what we were always giving was our best, and we knew that the element of time was our best asset to give. And then cancer hit us, and it stopped us dead in our tracks. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and our world just stopped. Now, I'm not saying that I'm more important in our marriage, but I do run the show and the schedules and such. I had never seen my better half more scared in his life, and I would certainly have been if the roles were reversed. My diagnosis meant that our time, that we had really just taken for granted, was possibly going to be adjusted, limited, or even worse, removed altogether. We were not in control, and this was really very uncharted waters for both of us. While we had a plan, we both knew that whatever God had planned was where we had to put our faith. This test of faith was the wake-up call we never knew we really needed, but we were so thankful to have had, as it only made our little family of 5 even stronger. I guess what they say is true. What doesn't kill you does in fact make you stronger. After surgery, and then another surgery, I still had this feeling of, will it ever just end? How would I be able to get back to my old self? And when would I feel and look normal again? Hell, I had run a half marathon just 4 months after having my first initial surgery release date, but I wasn't myself yet. I have tons of compliments and friends telling me how great and such I had appeared on the outside, but really it was from the shoulders up that I was longing to be me again. Then, my now 10-year-old daughter knocked me back into reality, when at my 1-year mark she made me realize that the new me, that was the old me. I was just cancer-free and even better, because I was here, alive. I had slowed down. I had learned to take time. Hell, I had literally stopped to smell the roses, and I appreciated who I spent my time with. I had stopped telling everyone else yes before I told myself and my family yes, and I just learned to relax a bit. I will forever be in Sylvia's debt for what she has done for me, and she will never know her true strength or her superpower. Lastly, the wisdom I hope to share is that, diagnosed with cancer or not, just use your time here on earth wisely. Spend it with those you love and do things that make you happy. Do what you want to do. If you want to volunteer, do it. If you want to travel, do it. If you don't love your job, get a new one. Find something that makes you happy. Life really is short, and we don't know when it will be over, so enjoy it and be sure you have no regrets. I can tell you that I make the choice every single day to be happy and spend days with folks I love and doing projects and ideas that make me feel better about my life. Just go for it, because you have nothing to lose and an amazing everything to gain. Hell, you may just end up on a runway one day.
I have to clap. I love your story. I love your storytelling. I love the fact that your daughter, 10 years old, you said?
She's 10 now. Yeah. She's And I tried so hard because I was like, I'm going to practice. And I was like, ugh, lump in my throat.
Yes. They're so wise.
Sylvia's so good. She, when we got to the 1 year mark, I had a big celebration, and Sylvia didn't get it. She was like, why are we celebrating? Like, it's 1 year. Were you not supposed to make it to a year?
Oh, wow.
And I thought, oh my God, I have to explain recurrence to her.
Yeah.
And in my world of cancer diagnostics, it was like, I sold a test for recurrence. And I thought, I never stopped to explain to her that this can come back. Like, how do I, and she was like, well, I mean, it's not coming back. You already beat it. And so in her mind, it never occurred. And I remember, you know who I called? I called Julie. And I was like, Julie, how do I explain to Eshe that this can come back? And she goes, well, what did she tell you? And I said, she told me it's not coming back because you're my mom and you're amazing. She goes, I'm pretty sure she's got it straight. So I was like, Sylvia just said, we already beat it. We're done. Like, we're done with it.
Oh, they are the best. I love the kids' perspective. And how old are your other kids?
14 and 16. So we have 3 girls.
All right. Will they be there?
Oh, yeah. They wanted to know, when do we get outfits? When are they getting outfits? Oh, can they get hair and makeup? I was like, you can get an outfit. We not do your own hair and makeup.
Well, there may be an opportunity for them to jump on stage that night.
Oh my God. I would love
because the way that it's set up is that once the party starts, they're going to have to start their song.
We did actually, when I got diagnosed, my husband does photography on the side. Because when we had Kate, I made him go do like a photo shoot. He's like, this is so expensive. So he learned how to do it. Yeah. And I was afraid, like, what if diagnosis would have went the wrong way and it was like going to be the last photo shoot. So we actually got pink dresses for everybody. And we did a big pink photo shoot before my first surgery. And finding pink dresses in October is really hard.
Because they're sold out?
I don't know.
But like everywhere.
But I was extra. Like, I got breast cancer in October.
Okay.
So like when I
went with the feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I got into my job. Just saying. But the girls loved it. And so they've been really supportive and they're really resilient. I
can't wait to meet them.
Yeah, we feel like you have 2 paths in life, right? Like, stuff like this can happen and you can either go to the right and you can have your pity party, which we have for a little bit, or you can go left and you can like dig your heels in and just decide like, it's not going to break us. Like, there are bumps in the road, but you get over those bumps and you just keep going forward and you do the best with what you have. And we hope that that's what we've instilled in our kids, and that's what we try to instill in our community, and use what we've learned to create better paths for everyone in what we're doing and in all that we do.
Yeah. That is, if they take that lesson with them, that one lesson that I'm sure you've taught them more.
We hope.
But that's a good one. That's going to serve them well, as we all know, because life is uncertain. But I love that you're choosing to put you first. And thank you.
It took me a hot second to get that lesson. That's a hard lesson. I'm the last of 5 kids. So I think as a baby, my mom spoiled me. But I think we as women, especially, we're always putting other people first. But when you surround yourself with strong women, I think it's important to remember that we also deserve time. And that's really, a nod to you, because you put this whole program together for women to remind themselves, like, hey, even on the down and outs, like, you still matter.
Completely. And actually, the more you do these things, the better you feel.
Right.
And the more inclined
and it's okay. And it's okay to get dressed up and feel pretty and take time for yourself. Like,
it's good.
It's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong. Taking time for yourself is not selfish. It's self-preservation. And that's a big difference.
Yes. And like I said, the energy that stirs within you can only affect everybody in your circle.
Yeah, you can. If you're always negative, you're going to be negative.
Yes.
If you're always positive, you're going to be positive. So pick your poison.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for finally saying yes to this program this year. Even though I know you're still so busy.
Thank you for asking me more than once.
Oh, yeah. We're pretty persistent. Well, have a great day. I know you still have a little bit left to do today with a video interview, so we really appreciate you being part of everything. And then the next time I see you, with exception of a couple little fun things we're doing, we'll be on that stage. I cannot wait to celebrate you.
Thank you.
You are worthy. All right. Thanks, Hen.
Sure.